Happy Friday, everyone, assuming that it's Friday wherever you are. It's been a while since I've gotten to do one of these shows with all of the SGQ and stuff going on. It's awesome to be back. So before we get started with tonight's Lego races, I just want to remind everyone that One and Done-a-thon is coming up again, and it's our little mini marathon where you can only show off your favorite run. Basically, you get to submit one run at a time, and if you're accepted, that's it. You can't be on One and Done-a-thon again, hence the name. And the schedule for that is going to be released on July 29th. Speaking of our events that we do on the channel, Frame Fatales will be having its next all-women speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to 27th. The marathon schedule is now out, and you can type !FF in the chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information. Prize submissions are open now, and you can check the website out for more information on that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Chess to introduce our runners for tonight's Lego shows.
Hello everyone, my name is ChessWiz. I'm a Lego speedrunner. I play a lot of Lego Star Wars video games, including this one, which is Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. This is the third Lego Star Wars video game. It combines the first two together, and I'm really excited to show off Episode 1. It has a lot of cool skips, a lot of interesting look-sees, and I'll be racing with John. He has an amazing game as well.
Hey everyone, I'm Lasertrap, and I'm mostly representing the DS or handheld community, that side of Lego. And I'll be playing any percent of the Complete Saga DS first of all. And any percent is, I'm going to do that while Chess beats a single episode.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
So are you ready, Lasertrap?
Indeed I am.
All right. We can go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty,
All right,
so
good luck.
Thank you very much. I went the wrong way first of all. Where am I going? What speedrun am I playing? Okay, this is any percent. And I ran this a year ago at SGDQ, and now it looks very different because I don't even enter the first level. Bam, I'm on top of the door. And now I'm going this way into level 5, and bam. So any percent literally means beat the final level of every episode, and that's what I'm going to do. It's a bit different to the 28-minute run I got last year, because you may notice the estimate is 25 minutes. And I'm going to start this level, and I'll let Chess explain what's happening in his game.
Yeah, so in my game, I'm just doing, like Lasertrap said, I'm just doing Episode 1, which is about the time of the DS any percent. There's a lot of 1P2C, which stands for one player, two controllers. And basically what I'm doing is I'm controlling both players at the same time. Typically, you'd have one person for each controller, but usually it's a lot faster to do it, control both players at the same time. So like right here, I can do C3PO piano stuff with TC14, as well as build the panel for her.
And I just beat the first mall fight, so yeah, there's nothing much going on there. In my game, I have to face Maul, but spoilers for later, Chess might be skipping the first Maul fight. So the levels are pretty... They're recognizable between the two versions, would you say?
Yes, they're definitely recognizable in their atmosphere.
The way we play them between versions are very different. I had a little bit of a mishap there with that first skip. I tried to skip using the force platform, and I got it on the second try. It would usually be a reset, but today we're just going with everything.
Absolutely.
Strat that I'm going to use here, I'm going to use the force just to kill these battle droids on the end. On the DS version, you have the option to either hold A or use the touchscreen. In this game, use the touchscreen every time. You will lose like minutes depending on what category you're playing if you hold A in this game. Obi-Wan? This is where I would like to use some 1P2C, but I do not have that advantage right now.
My controller disconnected.
Uh-oh.
No worries.
Do you need a minute?
No, I should be fine right now.
Okay.
That is peculiar. That has not happened in a very long time, but.
But at least it's not like it's never happened before, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't say that yet.
So. Right. Yeah, I'm just cruising around in the swamps of Naboo, trying to get through all these areas. And eventually we'll meet everyone's favorite goofball.
Oh yeah, you gotta love him. So, boss fights in this game, you really can't cheese them. Like, on the DS version, for some reason or another, they are kind of ridiculous to hit. They are just like, nope, not today. So, I have to actually use some pretty precise timing in my simple children's Lego game in order to beat a boss the normal way. But at the end of the boss, I'm going to be attempting a frame-perfect pause because the DS version also has a glitch where you can skip cutscenes if they are in the middle or at the end of a level. So that's hopefully coming up.
Meanwhile, I'm just doing some parkour around these areas, doing a little bit of skipping around.
Yeah. So I really do not like any percent very much, but it was a pretty simple category to be able to de-rest for this. I don't like it because it relies so much on these cutscene skips, as you may imagine. But at the same time, the fewer cutscenes we skip, the more of these beautiful, beautiful animations we get to see. Which are very different to those that you will see on Chess's side. Chess, did you explain what a super story is yet?
No. So, Super Story is basically just one episode or one movie. So this one is episode 1, so it's about movie 1, which is The Phantom Menace. So we just go through all 6 levels that come with this game. Laser Trap just gets to skip to the very last level of each episode. So in the end, we are playing 6 levels head to head, but
True.
completely different. Yeah.
If I did a single episode, I would only be playing 5 levels as well. It's one of the...
Oh, 5.
Well, I mean, I'm doing 6 levels because I'm playing every episode, but if I did a single episode, it would have to be that way.
Yeah.
Alright, so Count Dooku, I don't have a lot to say about this level. There are some... This level is just a lot of cutscene skips and a lot of just... Well, there's getting to the boss, which doesn't take long, and then there is fighting the boss, which there is actually sort of a trick to help fight this boss, but let's see. Okay, that's one cutscene skip. Let's go.
Let's go.
Please don't backstab, okay.
And just entered the 3rd level, which is Escape from Naboo. And it's mostly just like kind of a run and gun kind of thing. You just run to the next door and run to the next transition. I'm trying to not to die, but there's a lot of battle droids because the Trade Federation has just invaded Naboo.
And if you're wondering why I suddenly turned into Yoda, that's because I skipped another cutscene.
Oh, nice.
And I'm gonna go for a double here. And I got it. I got all 4 cutscene skips in that level. Let's go.
Dude, that's awesome.
So there's 2 at the end of every episode, except for episode 1, and that means you have to do a double frame perfect pause. So that's pretty awesome. And now that I have Yoda in the cantina, I'm actually going to do a Yoda clip into this level. You may notice that Yoda moves kind of fast, and so Yoda is actually our character of choice if we do free play for most of the levels because of his attack sequences. And also with this ability, he has, like, I won't get too technical, but what you need to know is most doors turn into suggestions. And now we go into the end of episode 3, Darth Vader.
Oh, man.
Roger, roger. Uh-oh.
At the end there, I called in player 2, and then while there was a camera pan that was just triggered by a button I pressed, and when I tagged and swapped with player 2 to someone else, then that was able to skip the camera pan. And so I was able to get a little bit faster there to the end room.
Yeah, that camera pan at the end of 1.3 in PCs, it's a pretty neat skip. I actually quite like that one. How tight is that one? I feel like I heard it was frame perfect too.
I believe there's about a quarter of a second window.
Oh, okay. Someone lied to me. I'm gonna go for a slide clip here. Oh yeah, me. I don't play PC games, but yeah, I just did a slide clip through a door. No big deal. Basically, used the pillar collision to push me through. Only Yoda has the power with a lightsaber to clip through doors. But knowing this game, we could find anything else.
It seems like a lot of doors are just kind of suggestions, recommendations, really.
There's not even a door here, but I'm hoping to go around like a loading zone that calls in another room for a boss fight. And I did. And that duplicates Anakin. And the duplicate behind has the boss health, but won't fight back. So that is an extremely useful skip. And I didn't go for this first cutscene. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just playing a little bit of Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, pod race.
Oh, yeah. Also kind of like Mario Kart, there's a lap skip in this run. So basically I'll be clipping out of bounds, and for whatever reason in this game, when you're out of bounds in this level, you gain a lot of speed, like a ridiculous amount of speed. So after I clip into this rock, I'm gonna hold left, and then that'll just allow me to make a lot of speed. Meanwhile, the other player tags the next part of the lap, which triggers this cutscene. So once I drop out player 2, player 1 will just continually die and respawn. But during that time, I'm getting a lot more speed. And so this will allow me to just run all the way through the lap once I get back into bounds. There I go.
What?
Yeah, I love that skip so much. There's actually a really neat video explaining it. Can you remind me who made that video?
That would probably be Zach.
Zach. Okay.
Zach is a very high-level TCS runner.
TCS being the complete Saga.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, we usually just say our abbreviations out loud and be like, yeah, everyone will get it. But maybe on GDQ, not everyone will. Like, not everyone will necessarily know what any percent even means, and usually it just means you can get any percentage while beating the game. It's a bit harder to define in LEGO games, especially when you have the ability to do this. And I'll be honest, it feels pretty darn arbitrary in this game, but the rules say beat the final level of every episode, so that's what I'm doing. Because you get the credits at the end of each episode too.
Yes.
And I just realized, I think I said that I wouldn't have any ship levels in my run without knowing at the time I was doing this category, but oh well. The layout looks like it should be fine. Please? Oh no, that's bad. I need to get more torpedoes now. That was an unusual death. Someone in chat asked if there were any Skywalker Saga speedruns routed yet, and yes, there are. We recently held our community event Legothon, in which there were 2 runs of Skywalker Saga, one for original trilogy and one for the prequels.
And I believe another high-level runner, Wii Super, has also routed 100% all the way. So that is really interesting to follow. I think he told me there was he had a 70-page document.
I want that.
Full of all the route of all the Kyber bricks and all the collectibles in that run.
So at the end of this room, there are 4 torpedo targets, but I brought an extra torpedo with me. So what I'm gonna do is shut up in this auto-scroller because I need to try and stay alive and also count my cue for the cutscene skip. So Chess, the stage is yours for a bit.
Yeah, right now I'm going into the second to last level, which is Retake Theed Palace. And it's a pretty convoluted level. It's the longest level in this run right now. And it involves a lot of 1P2C, and there's a few skips as well. So right now, I'm just having R2 go all the way up top, while Obi-Wan force pushes him to get him a little bit further up there. And now I don't need him, so we drop him out.
There's 17. Oh, too late. Okay. This is still an okay run, I think. But yeah, I held my torpedo through that entire auto-scroller. And now that means in this final room, I can just use a torpedo and win, basically. And attempt another double cutscene skip, so let's see how that goes. I already got 1 this run, so I'm happy enough with that. And I got it. Another double.
Let's go, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, when I did my GDQ showcase last year, I just wanted to get sub 30 and at least 1 double cutscene skip, and I got a 28-minute time with 3 doubles, so I guess my doubles are absolutely fine on the... Wait, oh, whoops, with the GDQ nerves. I accidentally clipped back inbounds there, going for this level skip, and now I'm having trouble. Ah, come on. So this wasn't found for a long time because, well, if you try to get over the door in on the episode on the level 5 door, it is a frame perfect trick with a really precise slash timing. So once that was found, we tested it on other doors, and it turns out that it's a lot easier to do it on door 3, and in fact even faster. Meanwhile, have you seen Bradley yet, Chess?
I am just about to in about 20 seconds or so. Right now I'm just clipped out of bounds and I'm navigating the outside of the Theed Palace area. And just like that, skipped about 20 seconds of puzzles just by walking around it being out of bounds. And right here, this droideka right here, his name is Bradley. He is infamous for killing a lot, like I just did. He is infamous for killing a lot of people, and I am another one of his victims.
I'm looking forward to seeing my named droidekas in our next race. I did a character swap there to get up the ledge. Character swaps give you like a lot of height naturally in this game. Stick around for the next race if you want to see more wacky DS character swap things, but it's not going to be as simple as you saw just there. Yeah, so in the DS games, you can only get 2 characters out at once, even when there are more than 2 in your party. So right now, there is no Chewbacca, but I can swap to him right now just for the sake of showing you. And we're coming up on a really... well, new since last year's SGDQ showcase, Vader Evader. So I can skip the entire Cloud City trap section by going over here and doing a... Oh, first try Vader Evader? No way! So that is a frame perfect bullet on a 1 in 4 frame roll. So the blaster bolt shot I had to do there was frame perfect, but there's also like a 1 in 4 chance it wouldn't work or something wacky like that. And now I'm going to do some more wacky things by jumping up here and then out of bounds. I'll load another room out of bounds, character swap, and then in a moment you'll see the door to the end of the level just completely be gone.
Oh, I'm at the mall fight
The
right
double.
now.
I'm so sorry for talking cross, but I got another double after that. That would surely be a
Nice,
gold
dude.
split.
I just started the mall fight, and the very first step is to not fight him. Instead, jump on this lamp on the right side and just walk around the fight.
Uh-oh.
He's supposed to throw a bunch of objects at you, but you can just skip all that, which is pretty incredible.
Uh-oh. I have to visit the... Yeah, I got bad RNG, so I'm gonna have to visit the custom character creator. Oh, whoops. I forgot to change my custom character. I don't usually do this, but yeah. I need to change it to a blaster character. And you're gonna see an iconic glitch that C was mentioning before we started the run.
I can't help but think this might be my fault.
Maybe. I'm probably not going to get a PB now, but I can now, with this character, jump and shoot and jump and shoot and jump and shoot and gain height that way. So this was the original way of getting through levels in any percent, but you had to play the first level first. And you need a character with double jumps and a blaster gun. So I think Chess might win this race by a little bit. How far are you in the level?
I am at DM3, which is the third room.
Okay, yeah, you're ahead of me.
Maybe.
Well, you've got what, a minute left?
Oh, I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh, I didn't kill that guy. Let's see, we got 2 Droidicas right here. We have to eliminate them in order to reveal the buttons under them. So we do that by grabbing a power-up, which gives me a double damage as well as invincibility, along with many other perks. And now I'll eliminate them quickly.
So my last level is another flying level. This level used to be not last in the route, but I'm kind of glad it is last now because it can crash at the end. And if it crashes in the end this time, that means it's not part of the timing anyway, so it doesn't matter. I need to... Oh my gosh. I'm being really stupid right now. I need to get these TIE fighters to shoot the torpedoes, but I'm making mistakes that I just never make anymore, and they're flying away. But yeah, that's my fault.
I think I have about 25 seconds or so.
All right. So yeah, just call time when you're done. I'll be there in
Okay.
a minute and a half, maybe?
Oh. Right now is time for me.
Okay. No cutscene.
G?
I didn't get the last cutscene skip of the run, but that's okay. It's pretty close though, because I've just got the inside portion of the Death Star. And yeah, there's not much I can say about this first part. I'm literally just holding forward and shooting. And there will be enough TIE fighters on the way to get me the torpedoes I need.
Meantime, I'm just watching Lego Star Wars cinematic cutscenes.
Oh yeah, you get the effort cutscenes as opposed to what I have. Oh yes, ships can barrel roll, by the way, which is something we didn't know until I think I ran this, ESA 2020, and we didn't know that at the time, which is pretty funny. But yes, you can barrel roll with the shoulder buttons in this game. Thrilling finale on my part here. There's a lot happening, I know. In fact, it's so thrilling that once I blow up the reactor, I'm gonna end on a 25-second auto-scroller.
Is that the escape sequence?
The escape sequence, yes. I don't know what I was doing. I completely zoned out and went to the wrong place to use my torpedo, but oh well. Do get ready on time. Maybe the game will tease us with a little crash. I got a PB on Wednesday and it ended with a crash. Alright, just a few seconds longer. And it's time. It did not crash. Oh well.
GG, laser trap.
GG.
Thank you. I'd be interested to know what my time is, because I'm going to be really disappointed with it. It could have been so much better.
It was 22:58.
Oh, 22:58. Whatever. I said I wanted to get under like Chess's estimate for his games, which was 23, and I just barely did.
Yeah, I got a lot of skips like first try. I wasn't
that's
expecting to, honestly.
First try Vader, that's made my entire showcase.
I just love the name. Vader is so good.
Yeah, it's called that because you're meant to go to a long section where you fight Vader, which was previously shown at SGDQ, but I don't get to show it this time because we've got that new skip.
Awesome. Well, chat, this was only the first race. This was like a warm-up, right? It's basically a warm-up.
Yeah,
we're going to call it that. So we're going to take a quick break, swap games, and then we'll come back with more Lego Star Wars. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to do another Star Wars race here in a minute, and I'm really excited about this one because I love the Clone Wars. But before that, I just want to read a couple more announcements because that's what I'm here to do. We're starting up 3 new hotfix shows, and one of those hotfix shows starts tonight after this one. It's called Grudge Match. So, check that out after this race. And if you want to see what the other shows are, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to see the other shows. Also, check out our @GamesDoneQuick Instagram account. And you can see bite-sized clips from all of the hotfix shows. And then during events, you'll be able to see stuff that happens, at the event on the Instagram as well. Also, just a reminder that your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, your bits, all of that stuff that you do here on the Twitch channel helps support the weekly hotfix content. So, consider subscribing if you've got a Twitch Prime laying around that you're not using anywhere. That's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back over to Jess, and then we can get started on this Clone Wars race.
Oh, yes. So I'll be playing 20 levels. And how many levels do you play, Laser Trap?
So I'm playing 13, but I'm collecting all the red bricks, so there will be some revisits.
Yes. So I'll be doing the any %, which is just completing every level in the story. And then, are you ready?
I'm on the right screen to get going.
Okay. I've just got one button click. If you're ready to start, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good luck.
Good luck, Laser Trap.
So, with me, the name of the game is Jump Storage. You're going to be seeing, really early on in this game, as I skip a cutscene, which the game lets me do in this game on purpose, you're going to be seeing pretty quickly that I can store my jumps to get a lot of height. Every character can store a bit of jump storage, but if possible, you can use a Jedi or a heavy clone trooper to get a really big height boost. Before I get onto that, I'm actually going to jump around this here at the back of this to skip a cutscene with that battle droid you may have seen on a tank. But then I'm going to be cycling through my characters, extra one just for safety. And in this first room, I will hopefully be crossing a big gap. And there we go. Okay. Not the full storage, but Chess, I think the cutscene should be just about done for you.
I still have another 40 seconds left.
Wait, do you? Okay. Never
Yeah.
mind. I didn't realize.
So, one of the biggest differences between this Nintendo and PC/console is in the Nintendo, you can skip a lot of cutscenes like what Laser's doing, but in this PC version, I can't skip the cutscene without cheats. So I have to watch all this. But to make up for that, I can skip a lot of the in-game camera pans that sometimes occurs. Meanwhile, Laser Trap often has to watch those play out. So it's kind of a win-win in the end.
Yep. And from what I understand, like Lego Star Wars 3 PC is like the most complicated game for the 1P2C. And I've heard the word Grandmaster used to describe Chess Wiz's skills.
That was a chess joke. I get that.
Right.
Yes, it's definitely one of the hardest 1P2Cs in all the Lego games because there's a lot of things going on and there's a lot of things you can do at the same time. So you might as well call in both players and play as both players in order to do all those things at the same time. But, so, right off the bat, this is actually not a Clone Wars episodes that I'm playing. This is from episode 2, the movie, where Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme are all stuck in the Geonosian arena. And you slowly have to kill down each beast. The Ackley, the Reek, and the Nexu.
I mean, it was technically the
we'll
first
get to
Lego Star Wars
swing.
game that did that, right? Because they're not in the Jedi battle in Complete Saga.
I believe so, yeah. And you end up doing that also in the newest Lego Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga.
Okay, I got caught by the first Droideka. How about that? I haven't actually named that one. I've named 2 of the later ones.
It's always fun giving the characters, the enemies in the game, names.
Whoops. Character management. In my game, there's actually, it's all one player. So I only have one character out at a time, and there's no like AI character following me. If Chess was playing with only one controller, then his extra partner would be AI controlled, which you saw a bit in the last race on my screen, but I don't have to deal with that this time. Each level in the DS game is split up into 3 acts, and when you go into free play, you can actually choose any act to start from, which is pretty nice. It makes the revisits pretty quick, and I've died a lot in this act. Lego deaths are not like super time consuming, but every Lego runner hates them if they can avoid it. Because they add up.
Right here, Django's at 1 heart. And it'll be just a second before we decapitate him. Or actually, Mace Windu does.
Oh man, these bullets are being really mean. Sometimes I can ride on this thing and like it has terrible aim, but this time, nope. Going straight for me, just adding to my death tally. Wonderful. But I'm just about done with Ambush here. Ambush, when is Ambush for you?
Ambush? It's gonna be about the hour mark. So right now I'm going through the route that does the Grievous storyline, the Ventress storyline, and then lastly the Dooku storyline. And each storyline is about 6 levels. Some of them overlap with the DS version, so be sure to look out for that to see any similarities and be like, oh, this one, I just saw this on DS, or oh, I just saw this on PC.
What was your last storyline again?
Dooku.
Does that have Blue Shadow Virus?
That one is Ventress. For Dooku, I think it's in DS Weapons Factory, and the one after it. I can't remember.
Weapons Factory and Legacy of Terror are what I end on.
Legacy of Terror, yes.
I'm in a ship segment right now. It's in 3D, so it looks much better than you saw in the last game I played. But I'll be completely honest, most of the time I'm flying a ship is a great time for Chess to talk. I'll just explain it really quickly though. There's going to be vulture droids, which I have to shoot down, and they can be really annoying with their movement. I can sort of watch where they are on my bottom screen. There will be hyena bombers, which are the easiest ones because once I target them, I can just send a torpedo at them. And unless it blanks, which it rarely ever does on those ones, I can send them down. And then there are other like torpedo missions that I may have to deal with.
Yeah, so I just finished the prologue, which is the first level, and we're gonna go through all these stat screens until finally at the end it'll allow me to save my game, and then after that a long cutscene will play. But since the game just saves, I can end up resetting the game and then loading back into that save file, which will end up skipping the cutscene, and overall is much faster than watching the long drawn out cutscene. So just hit continue story, it'll load for a little bit, and then I can reset.
Hello? Yeah, so if you see the red dots on my bottom screen right now, I could see one of the vulture droids was heading right for me, so that's why I didn't turn to it. Sometimes it looks like they're right behind you and you can do a quick turn to get them, but most of the time if they're like on your tail, like I can see one is coming in front of me right now, yeah, that'll happen. So they'll rather foolishly go right into your view. I'm gonna deal with these ones behind me now though. No, he's moving anyway. Okay, great.
So I'm in the intro cutscene of Duel of the Droids, which is the first level of the Grievous storyline. I think that comes up in DS. Doesn't it come up a
Duel
little bit later?
Duel of the Droids is level 4 for me. I've got Destroy Malevolence right now.
Ah, okay. So it's really interesting to see the differences that the developers chose between the PC and the Nintendo version. Adapting it from like a 3D world to more of an isometric world.
Isometric? That would be more of a GBA game.
Or, what's a better word? I'm not quite sure.
Well, I mean, it tries its best to be 3D. It's got 3D controls, but yeah, they basically redesigned the whole levels, and I don't know the entire reason why, but that's what they chose to do.
Yeah, so at the beginning here, we're just placing a bunch of bombs. Right now, we're inside this big Grievous space, and we infiltrated it, and now we have to plant bombs all around to destroy it. This gold droid right here that I'm playing as, he is actually a spy of Grievous's, but we don't know that yet. We think he's just a friend, just a replacement for R2, but he's been slowly sabotaging us in the episode, and shortly we will realize that he is the spy.
And I just had to deal with a bit of RNG. Every 6 torpedoes I shoot, I need to get a refill. And their spawn is a bit of RNG. I did not get super favorable RNG on the first try. Judging by where they are appearing on the bottom screen right now, I think the second one might be better, because it's not going to the other side. And yeah, that's pretty decent. And I've got one more target to take out before the ion cannon is destroyed. Ooh, hello. You may have heard a noise through my microphone right there. That was my family watering the plants outside and turning on the faucet.
Yeah, right now there is a lot of battle droids, super battle droids, and droidicas on the screen. But faster just to ignore them and take any deaths if you need.
Alright, so Act 2, I'm back with my usual characters. I've got 2 Jedis and I've got R2-D2. So R2 I used there to just hover across a gap that I wouldn't usually be able to. But you'll see with these Jedi characters, if I have more than one, I may use a technique called slash storage, which is a bit different to jump storage. which will get me a really big height boost compared to what you saw already. So after this like event cutscene here, which I think the PC community commonly calls a camera pan, I'm going to do a single jump and then slash my lightsaber, and then I will change characters right after I do the slash. And when I change back, I can get on top of this and do an out of bounds skip like that. And I'm gonna do it again to get past this door here. Nice. One thing I didn't mention actually is that airtime is slow in this game. Yoda is like the worst offender. Yoda loses like 0.3 seconds for a single jump in, like, at least. Other characters are, I don't think, as slow, but they're still slow. And this is a frame perfect minigame skip. Please. There. Every activation panel comes with a little minigame, and if you pause on the same frame as activating it, you skip the minigame. That's only going to be seen in this level and Duel of the Droids, though. Speaking of Duel of the Droids, how's it going?
It's going all right. We're just going right through it, killing the coughing droid, you know. And right now, since they captured R2, or kidnapped R2, we have to rebuild him. And then he will be the one to detonate all these bombs that we placed around this space station, if you will.
I did a little mini skip there.
There he is.
It saves less time than it looks.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
A lot of explosions, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, and that is Act 2 done. Now, I don't mean to alarm you guys, but I have my splits open and I am 2 seconds ahead of my PB. Two whole
Whoa.
seconds.
Is that world record pace?
Oh, well, yeah, kind of. But like, don't get your hopes up just yet. Uh-oh. This is what a minigame looks like, but I get another chance. There.
At the beginning of this level, we're gonna force push R2 to get a little bit closer to this R2 panel. Overall, it's so much faster, and it's kind of relaxing to see him just go flying across the room. But
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, R2 is having trouble cooperating with me here as I try to go around the collision of this wall. So if you go far enough out... Oh! I kind of half-clipped in there. I get the feeling the world record pace is over as soon as it began. There we go, that's what it's supposed to look like. So I got around that wall with R2 there, and then with the slash storage I had from Obi-Wan, I changed character right at the end of R2's hover, and got into the loading zone. Skips about a minute overall. And I'm
just
actually
did a
finding
little bit
Grievous.
of camera skips there. Oops. There we go. Yeah, pretty much every time that I drop out, it's because I'm going to do a camera pan skip. Otherwise, there's no point in having one player dropped out and just have them both in.
Roger, roger.
Going to a Meanwhile section here with completely different characters. It's still Act 3 though. I have Anakin and Padme, and I have no idea what's happening in the story. I don't think he was on air when I mentioned, but I have absolutely no idea what's happening with the story. I'm ashamed to admit that I have never seen the Clone Wars.
Yeah, you gotta. After this,
After this, yeah.
I'm making it a rule. You have to watch the Clone Wars series.
Otherwise,
because
I'm
it's the
banned.
best. Yeah.
It's a phenomenal show.
I mean, I have Disney Plus, so. Or I don't, but
There's
this house does.
there's nothing stopping you then
Exactly.
from watching the best Star Wars content that exists.
Are you telling me the best Star Wars content that exists isn't this race that's happening right now?
Ooh, you know what? You did kind of get me there. You're right. But that's because it's 2 Clone Wars. So, like, it's just
right.
2 times the best content that exists.
I said it so that spaceship goes to space, and yeah, the level's gonna end. Yeah, the timer is kind of counting down after that R2 skip. Let's not use the word disaster just yet, but the timer is now counting up, and I lost about 30 seconds in that split.
We just call that time save for the next run.
True. So, I mean, I'm gonna get the record anyway, right? So,
Right.
if there's
Just a better split to run against.
yeah, exactly. And I'm now going into rookies, which is a level that is entirely done with only single jumping characters. The Jedi all get double jumps, but my usual clone troopers do not. So I'm going to have to use a couple different measures to get around quickly. And Commander Cody here happens to be what we call a heavy clone trooper. You see this big gun he has, and he also has the ability to set off like certain bombs you see. And these heavy clones, if you swap after being in the air for 5 frames, as I attempted right there, you get a really big height boost. And there are a couple of times where I need that. If it's not 5 frames, it's not always the end of the world. Sometimes you can cross the gaps you need anyway. But the second gap in this room needs that height boost, so let's hope that I get it for that one. And I did not. That was like barely any height. Second time though.
Well, I'm just finishing up Shadow over Malevolence, which is basically the same as DS, Destroy Malevolence Act 1.
With the ships.
So, yeah, with the ships. Well, this time I could use 2 ships at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's
and
pretty
it
cool.
worked a lot better.
So you're going to Destroy Malevolence next, right?
Yes. Now we get on into the interior of this big mega starship that can destroy other starships with its big gun. Doesn't it send out like electricity that knocks out the power of other ships?
I'm going to pretend I know what you're talking about and say yes, it does. You are not wrong.
I guess C Average might be the expert on that one.
Yeah, I got nothing for you.
Okay. But yeah, Padme gets kidnapped right here because, I don't know, she just flew into the ship. She messed up her GPS or something. And
I just went for a pretty
we have to
risky
go
skip
rescue
there.
her.
We were introduced to the worm, and there's like this lead up to the fight where the worm, you have to like bother the worm already, but I sort of skipped that with a risky jump. Doesn't save much time, but I wanted to go for it anyway. However, this game is like, I think one of the coolest DS speedruns, as long as you are not flying a ship or fighting a boss. And I'm about to go into a like 3-ish minute boss, the worm.
The worm. I think technically he is an eel.
What?
His name is, he is a Rishi eel.
Pardon?
I had to Google that one a while back, but
Oh, I actually have a question in chat that I want to answer at this time. We've had, what was the last thing you built with actual Lego? So, Jess, you did a stream not too long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a stream not so long ago.
I don't remember
Building
what that-
Legos.
Yeah. I don't remember what I built. It was probably like I took apart and rebuilt the Battle of Endor set so many times as a kid, and so I probably
Dude,
did that one last.
I had that one. I love that one too. With like the flying Wookiee or not Ewoks.
Yeah.
And the interior,
good.
dude. Yeah, I built a Millennium Falcon, and that took like 7 hours. But it was all fun. It was all crazy.
All right, the worm's been, or sorry, the eel. Can eels roar? Because this eel is roaring at me, and it's kind of scary that eels can do that.
I
if
mean,
that's the case.
It's Star Wars. Are there really rules that make sense?
I guess it's not like the Jaws movie where a shark roars. Sharks can't roar.
Yeah, right now I'm in a forced split screen section. So basically, you're supposed to be doing this section one at a time, but with 1P2C or one player, two controllers, you can do both at the same time, and it's much faster than doing one at a time.
All right, so I'm finally
a-
finished with that section. I still have nothing to say for about a minute, so go ahead.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice and muscle memory, but in the end, it's not too hard to 1P2C. So you can absolutely like try it on maybe the next time you're playing Lego or something like that. Or there's also a lot of other games that have couch co-op capabilities, which allow you to use two players at the same time. I know I played Overcooked, if you've heard of that game before. I played that with controlling both players at the same time. That was pretty fun.
So when you're doing this 1P2C, are you holding two controllers at once? Are you like moving one character, picking up another controller, moving another character? Like what's your approach to that?
So there's a lot of different types or grips, I think is the correct word. Some people use two controllers. Some people use both players on the keyboard. I like to do a controller keyboard. So my left player is controller and my right hand is keyboard. And the way that I do this is I have my keyboard or my controller on top of my keyboard. And sorry, it's kind of hard to talk and control two players, you know, but I have my controller on top of my keyboard, and I'm using my left hand of my on my left side of the controller, and my right hand is controlling the right side of the keyboard, with my thumb doing the right side of the controller, if that can make sense. My very not intricate explanation.
That makes an amount of sense at least. I really like the Lego Pirates game. And I definitely like considered trying to run it at some point, and then I was super intimidated by the idea of 1P2C, and I was like, maybe Lego games aren't for me. But you know, if it, you know, you're selling me on it a little bit and saying it's not too terrible.
And I actually run a lot of Pirates, and I would say that game has a lot less 1P2C than this game.
What happened there? It didn't let me jump. It's okay, I'm safe. Go ahead.
You're fine. I know there are some people that like to play Lego games only one player. I know Bearhead is one person's name. He plays Pirates with one player only, and he's pretty good at the game. He does a lot of the skips well. He was in a relay too recently. So you can definitely play Lego games one player. It's not unheard of. So definitely give it a go, dude.
Yeah, good to know.
There's also the handheld games if you have a setup for them, but I know, like, I'm kind of representing the side of the community that is less popular. However, I am passionate about what I do, at least. I'm now headed into
Speaking
Duel of the
of-
Droids.
Oh, go ahead. I was. Don't worry about me. You go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm headed into Duel of the Droids. Act 1 is relatively simple. I say simple, but I would like the game to show me that and not keep doing what I'm doing. This is my fault, not the game's, but I only slightly disagree with what's happening on my screen right now. There we go. I crossed a gap. Yay for me. Yeah, so this first act is relatively simple. In the second act, I'm going to collect the first red brick of the run, though. There are there are 6 levels in which I can collect the red brick on the first visit. I was going to say 5 because the 6th one is the final level, and I'm just going to end on that after doing the other revisits. Oh yeah, you may see this later as well, but you may have also seen in the previous level at the end that I was once again able to turn doors into suggestions with the power of the blue bricks that I put down, and they just went straight through. It's a bit of a finicky setup, and I will probably try to explain that a bit later when I do it again.
When I played Duel of the Droids, I didn't have to do any of that outside section where it's all beige and tan.
Brag about it, why don't you? You're perfectly describing where I'm in right now, the outside section where it's all beige and tan.
Roger.
I'm about to head inside, okay?
So what I was going to say was that speaking of handheld games, tomorrow's Going Places, all about handheld and regional games, and Laser Trap, you're going to be there commentating, right?
That's true. So tomorrow's special is licensed handheld games, which is going to be a real treat. One of the... Excuse me. What is up with my panel skips today? One of the featured games is Lego Star Wars 1 GBA. Have you ever seen a Lego game on the GBA? You might want to check out tomorrow.
That is a very fun game that has a lot of skips in it too.
Oh yeah, Jank Pickle's going to be the runner, and they will be out of bounds in the first 20 seconds, hopefully.
Amazing.
All right.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then following that will be the premiere of another one of our new shows, Think Fast. So check that out tomorrow. All right, that's it for me. I'm going away now.
That's okay. I also just collected my first red brick, so there may be a friend of mine. If she's on top of her game, she may be yelling red brick.
Wait, how many of those are there? We're 30 minutes in.
There is one per level.
Okay.
But, I wasn't able to get them in the first
Gotcha.
first 3 levels that I played. I will be able to
Lots
later.
of revisits.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait, I thought we were probably getting red bricks already.
No. The reason I'm doing this category is because, well, this was the original idea I pitched to Chess. I was like, so if I run all red bricks and you run any percent standard, we could actually have a pretty close race. Any percent standard basically meaning there's no cheat code used to skip the cutscenes. It also means Chess gets a brain break every once in a while.
Yeah, the cutscenes can be the only break between where I can stretch my hands and not be controlling 2 players. This is a fun skip. So you're supposed to fight Grievous here. You're supposed to build Grievous's body and fight him. But what you can end up doing is just climb over this wall with the chest of his body. I accidentally fell down. And just walk over and into the next room. It's a pretty easy skip, and overall it saves about like 2 minutes, which is kind of insane. Not very many large skips in this game. It's mostly about execution.
And you may also have seen I had to do a couple jumps there with 2 like jump storages. So I had to layer my jump storage and get it on more than one character. And that can be a bit tricky because character swaps, doing them quickly in this game, can be a bit finicky. Like sometimes you can't do it as quickly as you want to, and I actually, I rarely open up emulators, but I actually opened up an emulator and found that if you press the shoulder button to swap characters for only 1 frame, it will not work. So that is a part of it. You can't tap too quickly. I should probably also mention, people may think I'm running on emulator because I'm looking like straight up and not down at my DS, but I'm actually playing off the capture on my monitor.
You're probably getting less neck strain that way.
True. And like, it looks a bit more presentable, I like to think. Alright, saving loads of time on that act 2. That wasn't bad. All the jump storage chains went fine. In fact, that was a gold split. Nice.
Let's go. Do you have a layer of Grievous?
That will be my next level.
Ah.
So
I'm just finishing up on that level.
And for me, I mean, you said you have a Grievous skip. So do I. You will see that Act 3 of Duel of the Droids, leading into Lair of Grievous, all 3 acts, have some pretty big skips. So we will see that. Although Act 3 is going to take some time to get started. But later on, I'll talk to you about parallel universes, because that's fun.
Alright. So right here, we're just waiting on this ship in the background. You can see it flying around. It needs to get over here, but we can do whatever. I'm just trying to get 0 studs because sometimes it can save time in the status screen. But I don't always get it. Even though it looks like I have 0 studs, I guess I pick up a stud getting in here or something. And it usually doesn't work, but we'll see. There should be like a little 2-second stud counter that shows up just briefly.
Typically, when you break
fast.
things, like studs will fall in just random directions. And I imagine that's like part of what can get in your way.
Perhaps, yeah. Nope.
Alright, so do I have some time to mention what's coming up here?
Yes, absolutely.
Alrighty, so I'm going to be doing 4 skips that more or less get like more precise as they go. So if all goes well, I'll be saving like 3 minutes over the casual way. First of all, I'm going to jump up on this thing that I'm probably not supposed to, and then over that fence. That part doesn't skip that much, and that was just like 1 slash storage with a really big height boost. Then my droids are going to fight, but I'm going to enter like an area off to the side that isn't really meant to be used, but it's kind of used as a camera pan duplicate scene. So I like to think of it as a parallel universe because of that. But I'm going to be setting up a triple chain of jump storage. and I'm over there first try, and that's also like a big crash spot that I've managed to avoid. And now I have to do this again. Oh wait, hold on, that's not accurate what I just did. That should be better. Oh, not over the door. Okay, so I'm gonna have to set this up again. And it's really tricky because if it doesn't go well, the camera just really changes on you.
If I could just quickly interject, I'm at the
Go for
rookies level, and if you remember the eel that came up, it was a very long fight, but in this game you actually skip it. So you don't end up fighting the eel whatsoever. What basically involves is you jump around here and you use your dead body parts to jump up here, and then we can push this piston into the corner and then turn VSync off once I get over here. And then that'll allow me to climb back up and skip this whole long, nasty boss fight.
Did I hear dead body parts? Oh, ship skip second try, that's okay. That's a really new and precise skip. Because you need the full height boost from the heavy clone gun, and also you need to like jump on the last frame on the edge. So second try is nice. I also got in the other door third try, which is okay, honestly. Like I'm nervous, but that's pretty good to get that. And there we go. The droids are gonna fight one more time and the level will be over. And I'm just mashing if you can hear that through the mic. So now I'm in Lair of Grievous, and you'll get to see my version of Grievous skip. Oh good, my friend is ready for the red bricks. We've got a couple levels to wait again though. Is there anything you want to mention about your game quickly before I get to Grievous?
No, I'm kind of in a slow section where we just get some dynamites and trying to blow up the compound because droids are about to invade. So it's pretty simple.
Just Star Wars things.
Roger, roger.
Yep, exactly.
OMG, a droid on the toilet. It's not going to be the last time this game. It's the first time and it's not the last time. Alright, so Grievous Skip is coming up, and it's going to involve, you guessed it, jump storage. So I'm going to get one, like, readied up, and then the boss will start when I walk forward a bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is get to a platform in the middle of the room. But I didn't store it very well, so I'm going to have to try that again. Once I get there, though, I'm going to do a double, like, storage, double layered. And I'm going to have to get on top of a really thin invisible wall here, and then go over that wall like that and into the loading zone to skip the fight. There you go. At the beginning of Act 2 as well, I'm going to do a lava pit skip. There's an invisible wall until this is like open past that point. But I'm going to skip that again. Hopefully. Yep. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no. Okay. Trying to get on these buttons. Yeah. After this episode in the show, one of these clones sacrifices himself, while the other two, they do a lot of missions and stuff like that, and they eventually become ARC troopers, which is really the highest rank that you can become as a clone trooper, which is pretty cool.
That
One
was
end
the... Oh, go ahead, actually.
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay, so that was the only time in the run that I had to fight Magna Guards, and it's also the only time that I used like the clone trooper bomb. I don't know what it is. I threw it and it hit them with electricity, and they died. And now we get the demise of Gore. Poor Gore.
Gore. I fought Gore and I killed him too.
Yeah.
He killed two of my clones though. I think it was Commander Pons and a generic clone. Ooh. Your Gore looks a lot different than my Gore.
My Gore was really better than yours. At the beginning of Act 3 as well, I also did like another pretty big skip. It saves more than 30 seconds. It didn't look like a lot maybe, it just looked like your average LEGO Star Wars 3DS thing. But there's like a long section where I have to take out 14 battle droids if I didn't do that skip. And then I'm just gonna go and fight Grievous. It's gonna be a bit different because his phases will be interrupted by his coughing, and I also can't damage him while he's like spinning all of his lightsabers. You'll see that in a second, but the standard thing is to get a 2-cycle on the fight, which really isn't that difficult. And then the level will be over.
Do you have Grievous on Shriek, right?
No, Lair of Grievous is the last I see of Grievous.
Oh. Well, in this level, they like to make the joke about Eth Koth, which is this Jedi on the left side. He really wants his coffee. And they keep on, like, he gets a chance to almost have it, but then it gets taken away by Grievous or whatever. So he never gets his coffee, which is very sad.
Can the level end? Please, okay. That end level zone is a bit finicky. I do not understand it yet. That is one of the things that I do not understand. But we move on to Gungan General. Because after all, in the Phantom Menace, Jar Jar has made the Bombard General. Shoutouts to Chimkey Happy.
Yes. Alright, good.
We don't see Boss Nass. Oh, okay, good, yeah. If you crash, then, like, yeah. we can probably have a good chance to cut to a break then. But hopefully that doesn't happen.
It's just that one spot that can be kind of bad, but we passed it, which is good. There shouldn't be any other bad spots left in the run.
Speaking it into existence.
Yeah, knock on wood kind of thing.
My clone trooper's aim here is not fantastic. Oh, another question that you may ask. Why is the game in Spanish? And my answer to that question is the game is in Spanish because wait for it. I told it to be Spanish. That's why. Is it faster? No. I just play all my games in different languages.
Is that how you tell apart each game from each other? Just like, oh, this one's in German. Oh.
Well, I mean, that's not how... I usually know the game I'm playing from playing it, but I try to set a different one for each game. Currently, I have 2 set to French, though, so I might have to change my Lego Indiana Jones language.
So with Obi-Wan, I'm standing on this high ground here because high ground is the best, and it also skips a animation that the Magna Guard would go through, which would make the fight much longer.
Okay.
Where did Grievous
That
go?
didn't work.
Why is
There you
Grievous
go.
down there? Huh.
What are the enemies in Gungan General? Are they pirates?
They are pirates.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly species they are, but I know the main guy, the leader of the pirates, is called Hondo.
That I did not
Hondo
know.
is such a good character. I love Hondo.
Wait, why did I do that? I just did something that's like casual. I didn't need to do that. I could have just used jump storage. I just zoned out. So the first act of Gungan General is with Jar Jar and a couple of clone troopers, and then the second two are with actually Count Dooku and Obi-Wan and Anakin. You'll see that in just a moment. Okay, I see what the pirates are in chat, and I've got absolutely no idea how that's supposed to be pronounced. Is it like a Wookiee's evil twin? Is it like a Wiki's?
Wikies? I'm not sure.
Wiki's? I'm gonna take a drink. I haven't done that yet.
It's interesting. In the PC version for Gungan General, it's actually a vehicle level. So it's kind of different to see the DS version being not vehicles, being
Right.
normal characters.
Thank goodness, honestly. We're gonna have 5 levels in a row after this that have vehicle sections.
No, the PC version, the vehicle level, that's like the second most RNG level in the game. It is not very fun and a high reset point when doing attempts.
Pretty sure I just died because I forced an object into myself. So like I used the force and then I was standing in the spot where I was supposed to go to, and game's like dead.
Kind of unintentionally clipped into the ground there. I can stand on air for a little bit before the platforms actually drop.
Alright, I'm gonna go for a blue brick clip that I've never gone for here. It's not a red brick, it is a blue brick. You'll see red bricks later. I'll break this just in case it doesn't work. But I am told you can blue brick clip through this barrier, which would make sense to me, because it's like consistent with how other blue brick clips work. Usually you bring this brick back to these pads and then you build it and it gives you stuff. Hey, I went through. Fancy that. Alright, new skip. Yay.
Let's go. Dude.
Awesome.
Thanks to Nice Fighter for that one. Nice Fighter is the runner who found jump storage. And jump storage actually exists in the complete Saga DS as well, but there's like no uses for it RTA. TAS maybe, but character swapping in complete Saga already gives you so much height where it would like barely be useful. Hello, loud people in my background. Now I want to stand up here, please. Who knows why that was so difficult? Wow, I had no chance there. I would have liked to take out that pirate after I was done with that, but no chance given. I was also going to say, by the way, that jump storage was found by an Ice Fighter in Lego Indiana Jones 2. What a wonderful game. On the DS. And Batman DS. So, it's a few games wide.
Are there a lot of skips that like carry over between the entire Lego series?
I can answer for DS. So cutscene skips that you saw in TCS were also discovered in Batman and Indiana Jones 1. Other than that, you can pretty much just skip cutscenes freely, except for right here, I have to watch like the first few seconds for some reason. Yeah, go ahead.
PC, some skips carry over, like camera pan skips are in LSW3 in this game, as well as the pirates. But it's in Lego Harry Potter 5 through 7, but it's in no other games. Usually skips are engine based, so there are 4 different engines that PC Lego games are run off of. Usually the older ones are like 1.0, and this one is 2.0. The newest one, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, was 4.0, and that was the first 4.0 game.
And I believe they said it would be the only one.
Yeah. So generally, skips that carry over within their respective ages that they were released, because then that depends on what engine they were on.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Just like, I don't know, being able to apply some of the tech to the other games is pretty cool for sure.
Nice Fighter in chat reminding me that panel skips also carry over between this, Indy 1, and Complete Saga on the DS. Right now I'm just doing Jedi Crash. It's another ship section. Not a whole lot to say. Although I do actually fly a ship, which I believe Chess would have done in Jedi Crash.
Oh, I missed that. But, yeah, I'm just in the hidden enemy right now. I think
that's
is
my
that
next.
one of the later levels? Oh, that's your next level.
Yeah, that's my next one.
Ooh.
Hidden Enemy has the funny auto-scroller where you can do absolutely nothing and collect both mini-kits.
For PC, this level is probably the most auto-scrollery level in the PC version. It has a boss fight that's kind of slow, as we're just fighting Ventress, but...
Oh, that's fun. We're in slow points at the same time.
Yeah, but I still do a lot of 1P2C, which kind of says something. If this is the most auto-scroller easy level in the game, and this is still like a ton of 1P2C. This is how much is just used in the game.
And if you're interested to see like what 1P2C actually looks like, a lot of the time on Chess's stream, he will stream with a controller cam, which is really, really neat to see.
That's quite convoluted. Eventually you get the hang of it, get muscle memory and stuff like that.
Maybe I'll tackle it eventually. I'm not saying I'll never speedrun PC games, it's just not practical for me right now. I do enjoy my DS as well.
Shout out to Ventress being an awesome character that is like not in a lot of Star Wars content, but should be.
I loved her arc over the course of the entire show. Like how she becomes a bounty hunter in the end and ends up helping Ahsoka, I think is really
cool. The like sort of redemption arc. Yeah, pretty sweet.
Sort of redemption arc. I gotta see Clone Wars so I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
I wonder how much
spoilers.
It's okay. I wonder how much I'll see that's like, oh, that was in the Lego game that I played.
From what I'm seeing, like, you'll at least recognize characters in kind of areas. I don't know that you'll, like, I don't know, you might even, some fights will probably, like, be recognizable too, which will be sweet.
Well, in terms of level order, I think the DS is actually surprisingly more accurate than the PC. Like, I think each level is based off one episode in the animated series. And I've been told that the DS is more accurate and it like goes in order, and the PC scrambles them up a little bit.
I would agree with that, because I know the first episode, the pilot episode, is Ambush, and then it goes into 3-episode Malevolence arc, which seems to follow the Destroy Malevolence level fairly closely. It's my soft lock. Good, I avoided it.
So I was just cruising through, and then a thought entered my mind that I'm actually finally going to see yet another red brick. We're going to be 2 out of 13 in this run. That will be in Act 3, though. But the aim now is to get red bricks in the first story visit for 4 levels in a row. So we've been missing out a bit, but levels 7, 8, 9, 10, we'll get them on the first visit, so we won't need to come back later. How did I gold that straightforward split? I don't know. Take it sometimes, huh? Okay. Back on kind of wacky jump storage skips here. There's like an invisible wall that I end up walking on a bit there, but it gets me past a pretty long section at the front of the room. You're meant to get another clone trooper to add to your party, but I don't actually need to use them for anything. So with the jump storage powers that I have, I skip it.
So we are getting... Oh, I say we are getting close to that hour mark. I know we talked about maybe not breaking. How are you two looking on timers?
I see
I'm
red.
not the best. I could go for a break.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, keep going. I'll let you know when we get there then. I just wanted to check in on that.
Yeah, we're going to take a break in just a little bit because, well, many reasons. It is a hot day and I am sweating a bit. And we'll give our hands a stretch. As Chess mentioned, like 1P2C is not the easiest thing on hands. So it's always good to take a break if you can. But I will fit in 1 red brick first, I hope. I had something to say about this section. I can't think of it now.
Yeah, I'm just heading into Ambush right here. This was the first level for DS, and it's actually the second level in the Venture storyline. Fun fact about this one, there's a mid-tro cutscene that often gets copyrighted on YouTube. It'll be about like half a minute after gameplay, but it's really weird that it's like that one like always gets hit, but all these other ones are mostly fine.
Copyrighted music in LEGO games is sadly not an uncommon encounter. They're such great music, but they don't really belong to the LEGO game as such. And I cannot get over this gate. It doesn't look like it's a big skip, but in reality, it would skip a kind of a camera pan. And then I'm gonna hop into this tank and blow stuff up. So when I shoot this left pillar, it will knock down the crate with a red brick. And then once I get the other one, I'm gonna turn around and prepare to get all the battle droids on the other side. And after I get the battle droids on this side, the wall behind will actually open and reveal like a shooting gallery with ducks. And it is the most important trick to get 1 cycle ducks You just reset your run if you do not one-cycle ducks. And we don't want to see that today, so here we go. I think I might get it. All right, one-cycle ducks is achieved. Look at that. I didn't even have to move. I'm that good at one-cycle ducks by now.
All right, we are good for break whenever, so just let us know when you two both are at good stopping points.
Can I just get this red brick?
Yeah, I can pause anytime.
Yeah, then I'll end this level because I'm really right at the end right here. And then we'll quit for a break. So have a good few minutes, everyone. We'll be back pretty soon, I guess. I'm good.
Yep, I'm good too.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. All right, welcome back, everyone. Before we finish off this race, I just want to read one more quick reminder. I'm going to remind you about our YouTube channel that we have that all of our shows get uploaded to, the day after they air. But also, if you are on YouTube watching this right now, you can go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in catching our live content, which starts weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check us out on Twitch. That's all I have. So, Chess and Laser, we can go ahead and finish this race off.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty,
3, 2, 1, go, go, go.
Oh, we're going. Okay. Yeah, I was just at the end of a status screen, so I'm now starting the hidden enemy. Where are you at?
I am in the middle of ambush. There are these 3 tanks I need to destroy, and each one has their own special way to do it. Like, one of them requires to break the gold things, and I need a rapid fire hero. And so I can do that by stealing one of these super battle droids and just forcing him to destroy the tank for me.
So hidden enemy actually starts out really cool for me. Like the first 5 rooms all have a skip. The first one was pretty minor. I just skipped the slowest fan in all of LEGO. And no, that's not a nickname for myself. I may be a fan of LEGO, but I'm not that slow. Come on, guys. But this room I'm going to actually do a boss skip. And I'm going to do a triple layered storage, hopefully. Didn't really get it the first try. There we go. That still saves plenty of time. The third room has like a bunch of like wacky chandelier platforming you're meant to do, which I do not care for, and therefore I will not have to partake in any of that. Because I just got up that ledge there, and that skips a lot more than it may seem, actually. It's also harder than it seems because of the chaining storage. Then there's the spooky tri-droid climbing up the window on the other side. Oh, you know what? I lied. There aren't 5 rooms in a row with a skip. There's only 4, so this is our last one. It's usually 5 in any percent, but due to red bricks, it's only 4. This last one has a blue brick clip. I'm going to space it close to this force field. That's a good distance, and it just pushes me through. If it's too far away, it can't push me through. If it's too close, then I can't, be between it and the fence. Pretty simple. But yeah, now we have an elevator scene, and I'm just going to dance for you, and we'll send it over to Chess.
Well, that's not a very good time, because I'm going into the level with the most cutscenes, and it is an 11-minute level. It starts out with a 2-minute cutscene, and then there's a second 2-minute cutscene, a couple 1-minute cutscenes, and then just a tad bit of gameplay.
A tad bit. Okay, that's good. You got some gameplay. So my challenge for the red brick is to, once I build that, there will be a timer challenge for the battle droids. And I need to take them all out in 45 seconds. It's pretty hard. I might fail it. And you already know I'm just trying to tell a lame speedrunner joke. Oh, I just died. Bother.
Did you already do Blue Shadow Virus?
That comes after this.
I feel like you said that one before.
I mentioned it earlier because I asked which storyline it's in.
Yeah, I really like this level. It has a virus kind of similar to coronavirus, so I like to make jokes about the similarities between the two.
That's actually kind of true. From what I know, they're basically making a virus that would infect anyone in a similar way. Or there's No Time to Die, if you've seen that. The new James Bond movie.
No, I haven't. Not a huge James Bond fan, but
I'm now just gonna sit back and relax while this happens. So this auto-scroller, you can do nothing to speed it up. This is my quick bathroom break, usually. Yeah.
Right after this, yeah.
I was just gonna say, you can do nothing and still get the minikits. You can actively try to avoid the minikits in this section, and we'll still give you them.
I have to spam really fast here, so apologies if the keyboard is very loud on the mic. And yes, got that one on the far right. That's a fast cycle. It saves a few seconds in the end, but it's definitely worth it in this slower paced level. Sometimes if you're not fast enough, you won't get enough rockets into the ray shield and you'll miss it, but...
Alright, the Tri-Droid fight that I'm doing here, I'm just sort of weaving in between the lasers, and I've messed it up a lot recently, so hopefully that won't happen here. But yeah, I'm weaving in between them to try and shoot the top of it, and no mess up so far.
Can the Tri-Droids regain hearts?
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't see its health bar, but I just took it down there with relatively few problems.
At the end of the PC version, there's a Ventress fight, and she can pick up hearts from other droids that you kill. And it's kind of annoying, because it's only supposed to take 3 hearts, but I had one time where she picked up 4 hearts, and so I had to kill her 7 times.
That sounds... what? That sounds bizarre.
It's the only boss that does that, though. So it's so weird.
So there's a Tri-Droid fight, in the ship segment, but now I'm going into Act 3 where I will actually fight Ventress. And then at the end of this act, she'll be, with another Tri-Droid. And I have no idea if it's supposed to be the same one or not, but I think there's only one Tri-Droid on PC, right?
Yeah, there's only one, but after you fight that Tri-Droid, he falls off the tower, and then you fight Ventress on top of the Tri-Droid while it's falling down.
Oh,
which is actually incredible, and that's the fight that she can pick up hearts for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think she only falls in a cutscene for me. By the way, the cutscenes are actually almost all borrowed in this game from the PC version. But crunched up a bit because of the DS quality. Now I'm in a pit fighting Ventress, and I'm going to attempt to use a really faint audio cue.
Skip.
so far. Okay, that went well. I didn't die to any of those attacks.
This cutscene is kind of crazy because the doctor, he shoots the clone and then he has a very dramatic death. Captures the hearts of everyone. Everyone's invested. But then it was a prank.
Wow, do you mean to tell me it was just a prank, bro?
It was all just a prank. But Obi-Wan doesn't have any of it. He sends the clone off.
And I'm now fighting the Tri-Droid on land again, and I missed 2 cycle on the first foot. So I have to fight 2 of the feet. Yeah, 1 more hit. And I'm hoping to get 2 cycle on them, although for reasons I honestly can't explain, I haven't been getting that lately, so we'll see if it works on this other one. Like, I'm just spamming attack, and it's not getting all the damage that it should be. Oh, there we go. A 2 cycle foot. Magnificent. And now I drop the Tri-Droid off the tower, but for me that's the end of the level. And the cutscene is refusing to be skipped. Hello, there we go. So that means it's time for BSV, or Blue Shadow Virus. And this is a kind of a frustrating level in many ways. Act 1 doesn't do anything like super offensive, but I've had it go wrong and like from careless mistakes. And like honestly, sometimes when you're running Lego games, it's easy to think, oh yeah, this is a Lego game, it's pretty easy, and then you just make a careless mistake. One of the like most common misconceptions when people join the Lego community is like, oh, Lego games are easy casually, that means they're easy speedruns. And almost everywhere you look, that is actually not the case.
Yeah, I'm still in Blue Shadow Virus too, so viewers can get more of a 1-to-1 comparison right next to each other.
I'm in like a jungle area to start with.
I'm at the end. Do you throw bombs at the doctor, or do you chase the blue droid?
So you have a huge elevator fight, right?
Yes, elevator fight.
Is that where you are right now?
Yes, I'm doing both of those
I
at the same
have
time.
an elevator fight at the end, but it is so much shorter. This level has a lot of different parts. Like, I'm kind of surprised they made this all one level, to be honest. Like, they have enough areas to, like, split it into 6 acts, but they put it into 3 instead.
Yeah, that was 2 boss fights done at the same time, which is kind of incredible, honest, if you think about it.
Is that how it's
Unfortunately-
meant to be, or is that a skip you do?
It's just 1v2c.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean, actually, yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
So, like, it's sort of meant to be that way if you had 2 players.
Yeah, it is supposed to. And then this cutscene is kind of cool because they're all trying to catch the blue shadow virus, also known as the coronavirus, so that it doesn't break and destroy the planet. But you know who ends up catching it? Jar Jar Binks with his tongue.
Oh.
So he swallows the coronavirus, lets out a loud burp, and then just falls. So he's dead now.
Oh dear. Poor Jar Jar. And I have conveniently now entered the most repetitive area of the game. And it's a ship segment. But I'm actually gonna do something kind of wacky, which is taking a death warp. It looks like I didn't successfully die. I don't know quite how, because it should happen if I just ram into the ground, but it's taking its time. What that's supposed to do is then respawn me in front of this point so I can start my bombing run. But yeah, I do this 3 times. Yeah. I don't know why this is what they went with when they made this game. What level's next for you?
I'm on Storm over Ryloth.
Hey, I think we're at like the same
right?
spot. Yeah, Storm over Ryloth and Liberty on Ryloth.
Oh, I have one in between there called Innocence of Ryloth.
Oh, okay.
But
I can kind of spawn camp these vulture droids, by the way, but it's not completely successful.
In this level, Anakin commits war crimes by running a damaged ship into the enemy. The number of war crimes Anakin commits in the Clone Wars show is immensely
So you just like
high.
describe the entire show. Anakin commits war crimes.
Apparently there's a game, this made me think of a game titled Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. I want to know what that's about. And like, maybe we should start like a theme where every game has that naming sake, and we could name this one Anakin Commits War Crimes.
Yeah, you can see in the big background, that's the big separatist ship, and we're on this damaged fire ship. So our job is to start the thrusters in order to ram it into the separatist ship. But there are these other ships that are attacking us, so we got to get rid of them too. So do that by going into these cannons and shooting them off, shooting their cannons. They're invisible because I have a lower texture quality, but they are there. Their ticks show up.
Alright, that's the 3rd bombing run done. Looks like we're good. The act isn't over
having
yet
fun
though. Like, it could be its own act,
your
but I'm
bombers?
now gonna have like other sections. Imagine that more video game, right? But yeah, if you have anything you want to say, you can still go ahead.
So here we start up the boosters, and we're about to get there, and then, oh no, more ships show up. So we gotta go deal with them. We do a little bit of a drop-in warp right here to bring Anakin all the way to the bottom from the top.
Did you mention like specifically what a drop-in warp actually is? I think
it's where you drop out one player and then they respawn elsewhere.
Right.
Somewhere that the game wants you to do.
Yeah. And that's like something you have to do with 2 controllers, because when you play multiplayer you can like drop out at any time. And drop out just means like one player just stops playing for a bit. And speedrunners found a way to break games with that.
So typically in this game it's just used to get somewhere a little bit quicker, so less travel time, but I think in Lego Star Wars 1, it's used a whole lot more. like to the point of where you skip entire rooms by just drop and warping.
Oh, okay, that did not go well. I want to avoid opening these with the Force because that is slow and I am petty. It turns out I died, so that probably didn't help me in the end, but that's okay. I saved Padme and Jar Jar from the electric floor or whatever, and now I'm finally moving on to Act 3. By the way, that's not even the longest act in the game that you may have just witnessed. There is one later. Liberty on Ryloth Act 3. What a beautiful act.
Alright, in this level, this is the first level to have frame-dependent tricks, or FDT. So basically, I'm going to be turning off VSync, which will allow my game to get a lot more FPS. This is also why I have lower graphics. This game actually looks beautiful with enhanced graphics and high quality, but looks a little bit worse with lower graphics, and that's just for higher FPS. So, in some walls in this game, the collision is really janky. So, with VSync off and high FPS, you can end up just climbing up these walls. This is most shown in this level, where you do it 2 times in a row. So right off the bat here, I'm going to be turning off VSync. Going over this wall, and then just climbing up. Sometimes it doesn't work, and there we go.
I just climbed a giant tap myself, like a faucet.
And that one saves about 1.5 minutes of doing puzzles.
Man, I'm having trouble with my storage working. But we're about to see our favorite thing in this run, red bricks. Red brick. Number 4. Those platforms I'm jumping on is such an awful sound.
And right up here is the next wall climb. We're trying to get past this gate, but we can just climb up it. We go up, and we're done. Done with that room.
Nice.
Ooh. Do you know those brown creatures? I think you have to fight those in DS. They have 2 legs.
Give me a sec, because I'm just beating up Elevator Boss, and Elevator Boss is done. The brown creatures.
Yeah. Do you fight them?
In which level?
In yeah, the next one.
I'm heading into Storm.
Oh. So the one after that. Which one? Liberty on Ryloth?
Liberty, I have like commando droids sometimes. But brown creatures. Maybe I'm
They
like
have 2 legs.
completely blanking out and...
Maybe. I could be wrong. I could be just thinking of PC and not Nintendo DS. But you might recognize them if you come up to them. But basically that just skips that entire fight for the PC version. Just climbing over.
Apparently they are not on DS.
Oh, they're not in DS. I guess it is my memory that is incorrect.
For me, Storm starts with a ship section. These vulture droids at the beginning are kind of trolling me a bit because they're not going directions where I want them to. I'm gonna say it's random, but maybe I'm just coping a bit. Who knows? But then I'm gonna have to destroy the frigate, which has 7 like purple pads. They're purple, so you know they're torpedo targets. That's not always the case though. This is like the worst area in the game for torpedoes blanking though. So it should be the case that I only have to refill my torpedoes, let me think, 3 times? And then I have like 3 left over when I finish. But if I get enough blanks, which does happen, like, it's not too uncommon, I might have to get an extra missile pack, which would be a lot of time wasted because I have to waste my time with actually going to get them and like turning around and being off my usual course. And like dealing with the randomness of their spawn in general, but if I need an extra pack at the end, it is pretty much guaranteed to be behind me because of the order I take out these targets. Everything's gone well with this so far though. Alright, we're good.
In this level, in Liberty of Ryloth, this is a vehicle level, but this is a ground vehicle level, which is different than the other space ones that we've had. In this game, they kind of went crazy on these ground battles. It's probably my favorite thing casually about this game. It has so much like craziness that can happen, but in speedrunning, it's kind of random because it depends on a lot of the enemies. In this level, we get to skip everything pretty much because there is a vehicle launch at the end. It uses the frame dependence tricks, so I have to have good enough FPS in order to get a high enough launch, but all I have to do is get a walker, which involves destroying that barracks, and then purchasing it with the studs that I previously collected, running over a Tesla coil. And we're just gonna walk over here to this bridge. And it's really complicated what defines a launch or not, but basically if I'm walking on a slope, then I could probably launch off like that. Oh, that's really high. Okay. I am super high up and I don't know where I am.
Oh no.
I went way too far. I gotta go try again.
Would you call the ground battles like a real-time strategy game?
Yeah. That would make sense. Let's see on this launch. Maybe this one will go better. There we go. Yeah, just like that, I skip all the actual ground battleness.
I'm skipping through a few things here as well with my jump storage, but now I'm going to rescue Numa. I destroy the probe droid, and it conveniently crashes right into the thing that was blocking her exit.
Gonna reset to skip this cutscene here.
Reset your entire speedrun. All right, we're about an hour and a half in. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I think I'm pacing good below the estimate. I haven't had a crash, which is very nice.
Wrong character.
Right at the end of the break, you were both talking about being right at like 209s, right? That's still holding up?
Yeah.
I could still maybe get a 209 because my revisit sections were not very good in any of my golds.
I'm pacing a little bit worse because of that miss on the previous level, but I've got some time saved later on, you know.
So this is actually kind of a big skip. It looks like just the other things you do, but there's meant to be a part where you collect like 4 other characters. I think it is exactly 4 other characters. You're meant to have 6 here, but because of that skip, like I can go around everything. And in any percent, I would want to catch that cycle just there because it saves like 20 seconds. But if you wait a cycle, you get a red brick, and red bricks are the goal of, well, my category that I'm playing. So let's go get this red brick. Unfortunately, I will not be buying any red bricks in this run. I guess I'll quickly explain that red bricks are a collectible that have this extra ability. So you can buy that in like the game's shop, and it'll basically give you an extra effect. It started off as mostly visual effects, I think, but then it started being like game buffs. So it can also be like a stud multiplier, or a fast build is a really common one. So that when you build things, oh, here's another droid on a toilet. When you build things, it goes faster, and that would be useful in speedruns, but none of the red bricks are really routed in because a lot of them are expensive if they're useful, unfortunately. And yes, indeed, a red brick. We'll be taking a break from actually grabbing red bricks in these next 2 levels, though. So I mentioned there are 13 levels, and I've done 10 of them now. But after level 12, I'm going to be stopping so I can go back and get the rest of the bricks that I missed.
How many levels do you have left until your any percent per se is completed?
Just these 2.
Ah, nice.
How many do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6.
Okay.
So, but you got to get all the red bricks.
I do.
Like
So
you said, yeah.
the any percent record in this game is a 148. Pretty decent run.
Who has that one?
I do.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I don't have the any percent record in Complete Saga, though. That's the one main category in Complete Saga I don't have record in. Shoutouts to Zelda Cubed for having that beast of a run with all the cutscene skips.
Wow. Did he skip every cutscene?
He did. Yeah. I didn't in my run, if that's what you meant.
No, it looks really hard.
I didn't hear if that was a did you or did he. I'm sorry. I also did a pretty
no
cool skip
worries.
there, jumping off the enemy. It's surely intended because of the way the enemy reacts to you jumping on him. Like, you kind of get rooted to the spot and you can't move without jumping off. So it's a pretty interesting quirk that was left into the game.
Yeah, I'm just doing Gungan General right now. It's a really crazy level. It goes by really fast, and that's even amplified by the fact that I'm 1p2-seeing all of it.
I honestly didn't even realize you hadn't done that level already.
Right now, all I have to do is stand on this torpedo generator, and I can end up just shooting torpedoes over to these purple targets.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars loves having torpedoes that are purple. And you probably wouldn't know that they're torpedoes if you haven't played the game.
Those little purple pink balls. Yeah, that level took me about maybe a minute and a half of gameplay. I think it was a little bit more than that in the DS version.
What, the whole of Gunga in general took you a minute and a half?
Yeah, just the gameplay version. It's
I'm
about
jealous.
2 minutes cutscene.
The torpedoes are the same in actual Star Wars. Are they purple? They might be. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they are. You know, at the end of
That's what I'm trying
A
to
New
think
Hope.
of. A New Hope.
They're
yeah.
pink. Yeah.
Okay. I get a quick break.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure the story on this level. This is a Jedi crash.
I split a bit late, but it doesn't matter. It's okay.
I think it has to do with something with like rescuing the people that are stuck on these ships, but I don't know, I just play the game.
I'm just running forward for a bit. This is actually the longest act in the game. There's like a timer challenge here that's only necessary for a mini kit, where you're meant to take out 6 droids. But funnily enough, in the cutscene that happens here, when the bridge goes out, when the clone dies, you saw the number go down from 6 to 3. So the clones dying actually count. Also, here's Benny the Droidica.
Benny.
Benny actually got me, but it was while I was using the Force. And a nice thing, actually, in this game, is that once you start your Force animation, even if you die, the animation goes to the end. So I don't think I really lost any time there. So big up Benny for being nice today.
We're just activating these water towers, and then that's supposed to save the ship or something like that.
Something like that. It's very Star Wars.
True.
And I'm heading into, thankfully, the final ship section. And man, can this one go wrong. This one also has quite a risk of torpedoes blanking, except this time, if a single torpedo blanks, your count is off. It's kind of awkward in the way that you need to get refills, but it's also set up so that you can go to the end of the level and have 0 torpedoes if there are no blanks made.
Is the DS version? Or yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think there are fireworks happening outside. I don't know why, but that is the sound that I can hear. What a convenient night for that to happen, huh?
Yeah, I guess so, dude. They heard about your run, so they're letting off, you know?
Well, I'm glad they're happy. Is everyone in chat happy? I'm having a good time. I'm gonna have to turn around for this tank. I completely messed this part up. What? Okay. I got way too close to the tank, and now I can't, like, be in a position where I can lock onto it. Whoops.
Oh, let's go. I can get both players in. That only happens about half the time, but it saves like 5 seconds. Then I can kill these super battle droids a lot quicker. Particularly this one on the bottom right that always spawns very late and very far away.
That was a silly death from me.
I'm gonna then drop out P1, and then he'll respawn as a ship. And then I can go over here to where the next part of the level is going to take place. And then I'll also set up a drop and warp with the other player. So if I drop out this guy in the red ship and then call back in, he's going to come over here where we actually need him, instead of taking a long trek over. Oh, I missed it. Oop.
And I'm now taking out the radar towers. This is the part where I fear blanks happening the most. Blanks just basically meaning I try to shoot a torpedo at them, and they should lock on, but they hit something else instead. So it doesn't end up counting, unfortunately. We haven't had it yet, so let's see if we can avoid it altogether. Okay, I need 2 more shots. We're safe. Okay. So the level's going to end in still more than a minute, but there's not much that's going to be happening. So first of all,
Resetting.
it will send me 2 hyena bombers, and I'll take them out. And then it'll wait for 30 seconds while I do absolutely nothing in particular. And then it'll send me 2 more. And then it'll wait for 30 seconds again while I do absolutely nothing. I mean, in that time I could grab a mini kit, but then the level will end.
I'm just heading into the 4th level of my Dooku storyline, which is Defenders of Peace. This is the level with these little tiny lemur looking dudes. And
What?
There's a
I don't
there's
have that
a
level.
big bad I think it's Wat Tambor. He wants he has this big gun that he's testing that kills all life within it's a really large radius, 3 miles. But we accidentally land on their planet. So we figure out they have this issue of this big bomb, or this big gun. And so now we gotta go save them. But first they're playing golf.
Alright, there we go. I told you there would be absolutely nothing for a little bit. I'm now pacing more like a high 210, or maybe a low 211. But I'm going into Weapons Factory. Hello,
Ooh,
cutscene.
That's my next level. I can say that for once.
Yeah, there haven't been very many times where we've been in the same level. Even though we're playing the same game, the different consoles here make it really different. I get a lot of people that come in and be like, oh, I played this game on the Wii or something like that. And I'll say, so you would know what PC speedrunners are doing. But they probably have no idea what's happening in this game, the DS version. All of the DS games are more than different enough to warrant their own leaderboards.
Definitely. I mean, you can just tell from watching both of our different games how different each one is.
Also, that was Mildred, the battle droid. Mildred's funny because she comes out blasting 100% accuracy, and then at the end you get in between the 2 guns, and her aim is really poor. So you may have seen that I was in between the 2 and pretty safe. Also, these battle droids are in fact very low poly. They're not the usual battle droids. They look more like they came out of a TCS DS cutscene. Act
Do you
2,
think there was like a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think there was like a different like teams for the DS version versus like PC or console?
So, I think most likely, like they both say
Just
TT,
resetting.
Traveler's Tale, or Traveler's. What is it? Traveler's Tales. Where are the S's?
Yeah, Traveler's Tales. Or
Okay.
actually, that's a good question.
Yeah, where are the S's? This one says TT Fusion for me. I don't know if that's the case on PC or
I've never
not.
heard of Fusion before.
Okay. So in that case, maybe it is a different team altogether.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Are you still in Weapons Factory?
Yeah, I'm still there. I mean, I'm not.
Just
I haven't
curious.
seen any factory yet. There is one room in the entire level that is actually factory.
I feel that about half the level for me is outside of the factory, just like on this bridge. Do you have a bridge?
Well, yeah, I have a bridge. I don't usually think of it as a bridge. It's just like a relatively big open space with the low poly battle droids. I went past that already, and I'm actually going through like a cave area right now, where I will soon enter Act 3, which has the factory.
Yeah, so this first section for me, there are these 3 different phases of buildings that I need to destroy all of them. And that's pretty much the premise. Just destroy everything as fast as you can. And they throw in some curveballs too. Like some buildings are silver, so you have to destroy them with a high explosive weapon. Some buildings are golden, so you have to use a rapid fire weapon on those.
And I have found the factory. I made it.
Let's go.
I'll send a postcard home. I made it to the factory.
Does that leave just legacy of terror for you?
It does. But before I do that, at the end of this level, I'm actually going to exit to the hub. And then deal with the revisits with all the red bricks I skipped. So if you are if you are someone who enjoys typing red brick whenever I get a red brick, your time is coming. Don't you worry.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, I just got a random launch. Dude, what?
Oh,
I just launched in the air for no reason. That's funny.
was it useful?
No. Probably, no, it didn't lose me any time. But it was just the beginning of a room. I just launched like 300 feet in the air.
Alright, do not spam continue story. Alright, I exited. We're good. We're good. So the first thing I'm going to do now is go to the shop. I only need to buy one character actually. But the character I need is a bounty hunter, and the earliest one in the shop is Turk Falso. No idea who this is. I didn't know they existed until this game. But I am buying this bounty hunter so that I can use them to get one red brick. So let's go back to Ambush first of all. I don't really have a lot to say about Ambush in particular, but what's going to happen is I'm going to enter these levels in free play, I can choose which act to start from and pick any character I want, but that doesn't really matter to me because it will fill my party with all the abilities that I would ever need.
I messed up my routing on this level.
And we're actually going to see
Throw me
another
off.
panel skip here. There we go.
Oh, that's not good.
And here's a red brick. And then I can save and exit from the level.
I'm gonna buy another walker so I can destroy these silver buildings.
Whoa. I need my touchscreen to help me here. Yeah, so I'm actually going to be going through a level that we've already seen. The red brick here is like a bit of a way through. So if you have anything else to mention, you got a couple minutes.
This is one of the hardest levels in this game because of the crazy 1P2C at the beginning. It involves a lot of weird stuff, and a lot of high-level LEGO Star Wars 3 runners would agree that this is the hardest level.
I love the chat.
That is a lot of red bricks.
That is a lot of red bricks. All right. You can calm down for just a little bit because we've got a couple more rooms to go for the next one. Same out-of-bound skips that we saw before. My free play movement is not as clean as like the rest because I sometimes have to stop and think about which character I need to be. Ow. And in just a second, I'm actually going to... Oh, wait. No, I need the blue brick. I need the blue brick to get the red brick. Excuse me. I forgot to get the blue brick. But yeah, once I do this and build the pad to get up to the ledge, I will be doing something different to the normal route. And using the Sith panel. I don't know why the Sith logo is... Well, what actually is the Sith logo usually? Is it the triangles?
Oh.
Because that's what the panels are in this game.
Oh, yeah, the 3 triangles. I think that's a separatist kind of thing.
Okay.
Where you have 3 triangles kind of forming a giant triangle with its 2 of its edges. That makes sense.
I don't know. It looks like a hexagon to me with like 6 triangles. I don't know.
Oh, the hexagon. That one's Republic for sure.
Oh.
Right?
What? I don't know.
Dude.
This is really confusing.
We just play the game. We don't know much about lore or anything.
I feel like that's an us problem. Alright. Red brick. That was a very slow segment on my part. Made a couple of mistakes that were messy, like forgetting the blue brick. How could I forget that I need the blue brick before I can get the red brick? Rookies is a really fast revisit. It is the shortest split in the run, because I just go into Act 2 and then go to the right. I remove these objects with my amazing force powers, and and do some wall jumping. And red brick. Save and exit again. I already got the red brick in Duel of the Droids though, so let's skip straight ahead to Lair of Grievous. I have to go to the room where Gore was, but I don't have to kill Gore again. You'll be pleased to know.
Very happy. Gore can live.
You only die once. That's the saying, right? Yodo. Yodo Baggins. And the Fellowship of the Ring.
How are you pacing right now? I am just entering the second to last level.
Okay, so I have a couple. I am in revisit 4 of 7, but they're all going pretty quickly.
Do you have to do Legacy at the end?
I do.
Is that okay?
Legacy, I can get the red brick in that one though.
It's a story pickup.
It is, yeah. It's pretty simple, actually. It's just hiding behind a force door. What was I going to say, actually?
But
I mean, I can tell you that. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you how I was pacing. I'm mid to 11 is what it looks like.
Mid to 11? Okay. I think I'm around there. I might be around 210-ish. So I might be pacing a tad better, but I'm not quite sure. These next 2 splits can be a hit or miss kind of thing.
All right, red brick again. Big gold right there. Because my gold didn't have the lava pit skip, actually. Gungan General, Act 3. Act 3, okay. Good thing I have my splits open so I know which act to choose for each revisit. Wait. 3. Wait, what? Oh, it's in the next room. I'm sorry. I completely, blanked on, this isn't the right place, but I was thinking of a mini-kit at the beginning of Act 2. Because I actually have also done all mini-kits, but that takes a lot longer. Well, that was not close enough at all. I won't go for the blooper clip. We already got that once in the run, and it's a new skip. I just can't tell where it's going. Please use the force. I am allowed to use the A button for the force in this game, and in fact I would recommend it because the touchscreen is a lot more finicky, unfortunately. Wait, no, the pad's on the other side. There. You're doing things right. Oh, I just heard your keyboard. How's it going?
I'm in Legacy of Terror. It's a very scary level. In this show, it was probably the most scary episode of them all. It's just so dark, and you have these weird creatures called Geonosians, like
Zombie
undead
versions.
Geonosians. Yeah, zombie oceans. And they're walking around, and they're literally killing people. Was really scary, but I have my video settings turned up so the brightness is a lot higher, so it's less scary in this game, because otherwise I'd be freaking out.
Uh-oh. Okay. I just did my battle droid shooting range, and now I get another. Wait for it. Red brick. There we go. I have 2 more revisits, and then I'll be going into Legacy of Terror.
Do you have to fight the queen?
I do. It is not very interesting. How about for you?
Same here. It is like just a minute of waiting around for her. There she is. She is very large.
All right, I'm going
What makes
to
this-
go for a skip, actually, that I didn't in the first visit. It is like one of the hardest skips I can do to save the least amount of time, but I got it there. It's easier in free play because you can have two big high boost characters right next to each other, whereas in story you need to use a small high boost as well, so it's really hard to time.
Yeah, their plan for... They kidnapped Luminara
Oh, wait.
unduly.
I need the red brick.
Yeah.
I'm not going through there. I just went on as if I was doing the rest of the level. But yeah.
Yeah, so their plan is they kidnapped Luminara unduly, and they're gonna try to feed her an egg, which has a worm in it, and that worm will mind control her. And that was the scariest part for me in this show, because I don't like to be controlled.
Nope. This doesn't sound like fun. Alright, Chad, that was number 11. Act 2 again. So many of these are in Act 2. Alright, weapons factory, and then we'll get there. We've had a question, who is winning? We don't know until we're done, pretty much.
Yeah. It's really tight right now. I think I might be pacing, I think, high 210.
Okay, and
If you're still around, oh, that's not good. Maybe actually low. Oh, that worked.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Are ya winning, son?
I just missed a cycle. Oh, don't miss another cycle. Okay, fine.
Do it for the race, I dare you. Alright. I need to remember not to break this rock so I can go over the top of here again. Success. How about that? I did a thing. And I'm dead. These Geonosians, like, they attack... Oh, you are in a really inconvenient spot. Like, they attack really slowly, but... They also have a lot of hits, so they're annoying to deal with.
This is the Lego Star Wars 3 PC version of the escape sequence in TCS. There's a bunch of undead flying Geonosians coming at you. Just hold down and jump occasionally, and you'll be fine.
Sounds about right. And... Hello. So, I for some reason have better luck using the Force on this thing after I do it with, like, an extra object that you don't need to use, but... I don't know, the game's behaving weird with that. And this is what I needed to go to the shop for to buy my character, so I could blow this up for a red brick. So that's the revisit's done. It's not the last red brick, don't panic. There is only one more, though.
Good timing, because I just finished Legacy.
And I'm now starting Legacy. Legacy is my final level. Do you have like an epilogue or something?
Yes. Just gonna say, so after the 3 storyline levels, there's an epilogue. And this is the Zillow Beast, which I believe is the season finale of season 2. And what you do is you end up doing a little bit of ground battle, and then you fight the Zillow Beast, which is really cool. Overall, it's about a 4-minute level, assuming everything could go correctly, but sometimes it doesn't go correctly.
Here I get to fight straight line boss, where I have to draw a straight line on the touchscreen.
Ooh.
It's harder than you may think. Like, drawing a circle is somehow made easier than drawing a straight line in this game. I do not understand it, but it's actually how it is. Alright, I could be on a better pace if I do not fall in this pit here, because apparently every time I've done a full run of all red bricks, I've fallen in the pit. And falling in this pit is a fate worse than death. A death would respawn you back at the top. Falling in the pit means you have to climb back out. I did not fall in the pit. And I made it over that gap. My DS is beginning to flicker between green and red power, but it'll beat the battery, don't worry. So Act 2, I'll get on top of the statue and then over the ceiling like that. Pretty nifty out of bounds skip. Oop, that's the wrong way to swap, but that's okay, I can fix that.
Oh no, I got too close. There we go.
Jump over the gap. Oh, that is the wrong way to character swap. Good thing that didn't happen going over the pit. Or, well, the pit with a bottom. If it's a bottomless pit, it's less of a time loss. I completely forgot which container this pad was in, and now I'm embarrassed. And what's behind this door?
That was bad.
One more red brick. So I'm sorry.
The last red brick.
The last one. Make it a good one, though.
But you have to finish the level, right?
I
And
do
that's
have
when
to
time
finish the
ends.
level, yeah.
Yeah.
This zombie Geonosian's like gonna slowly go after me. And he might get me, like, while this camera pan is happening. Like, yeah, that's a bit rude, killing me while I can't do anything about it.
Oh, that is a scary Zillow Beast. He is mad that we bombed him and woke him up. I'm looking about 40 seconds or so.
Oh. Well, that's a bit faster than you initially said.
It's pacing shoot. As long as I can 1P2C very well. Oh, yes, I have enough studs. Oh, I'm stuck.
Very intense ending, huh?
It's supposed to go correctly, but it's not, and I'm gonna have to play this on keyboard, which is not what I normally play on. I normally do
Meanwhile,
this on
I'm in the final
controller.
act now. Final boss against, well, I fight Poggle first, and then I have to take out the Geonosians.
Oh no.
And then the queen will appear. After I save Luminar.
Okay. Time and... come on, break your stupid necklace. It's not breaking. There we go. 3, 2, 1, time.
GG. Congratulations. Took both races. This one's kind of on me. I could have been a bit closer, but it's okay. I'm still in the final act at least, so I'm gonna get underestimate. I just have to defeat the queen, another worm-like character. This game really likes making us fight the worms. There isn't a whole lot interesting that happens in Act 3. It's just like I can stand out of the way here in safe spots while the things fall in set patterns. And then I can defeat the queen. Then there's a really short escape sequence. The escape sequence, if you die, you have to restart. So let's hope that doesn't happen. It shouldn't, but it's a GDQ hotfix, so let's not speak too soon. Really, though, it is just running and jumping. Going around this gap, going around this one as it falls, and yeah, time is gonna be... now, time. I counted that as
GG laser trap.
Thank you. There was a mid 211 for me, so I was about right on that.
Nice.
I just realized that my timer was a little bit off from the timer on the stream. And that's why
right,
my estimate was a little off.
Yeah, we probably paused it at different times, huh?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. But that's okay.
Cool. Well, thank you both for being here. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, you can
Go ahead.
find me at twitch.tv/chesswiz, and I'm also on speedrun.com with the same name.
And I am lasertrap_ on Twitch. I run like a lot of the Grunt handheld games. Grunt is like the Lego term for the games with mute cutscenes where they don't talk. Oh, right. I should maybe skip this cutscene. As legendary as it is, it's got some copyrighted music playing. I didn't think about that part. But yeah, this is actually a unique cutscene where it is the one that is not in the PC version, where Anakin really chooses the dark side between the two cupcakes. But yes.
That is a legendary cutscene.
Follow Chess. He deserves it. He put on a good show for everyone today.
Thank you for inviting me, giving this idea to do this race. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you both so much for submitting this idea. It definitely makes my job a lot easier when other people come up with the ideas. So people in chat, if you have ideas, go to my Twitter. You can find the post where you can submit those ideas. That would be great. I would greatly appreciate it. But that's all we have for What's Faster tonight. We'll be back in a couple weeks with another episode. But don't go anywhere, because the premiere of Grudge Match is right after this. So stick around.